everyone, my name's Ileana Herrera, and today I'm going to be talking about the effect of a brown rice-based vegan diet and a conventional diabetic diet on glycemic control of patients with type 2 diabetes and clinical trial. So as we all know, diabetes can be controlled, prevented, and even caused by a diet of some sort. With saying that, there have been many researches that have been done to figure out which is the best type of diet for somebody who has type 2 diabetes. And this research is significantly important because it is done with a population that is not usually used in a study of this type. This study was conducted in Korea, and so all of the individuals are Korean as well. So with that, all of these Korean individuals normally eat a diet of rice and vegetables. That is why the researchers had thought of a vegan diet that may be better for them as opposed to a conventional diabetic diet. So all of these individuals have type 2 diabetes with an HbA1c level of about 6 to 11%, and they are all about 30 to 70 years old. So it's a pretty large range of age groups. Throughout the study, they did lose some participants, so the group did get smaller, but there was about 46 individuals following the vegan diet and 47 individuals following the conventional diabetic diet. So it is still a range, but it is not that large in regards to other sizes. So this is a randomized clinical trial. So each subject was given a diet, not knowing which one it was, and they were each provided nutritional education by a dietitian at week 0 and at week 4 for about an hour. And with this nutrition education, they were given the opportunity to pick their own food. So even though they were constricted to a vegan or conventional diabetic diet, they still had to make their own choices in what they got to eat. So with saying that, each individual did have a restriction depending on their diet. So obviously, if they were following the vegan diet, they needed to stay away from any meat and any meat products, and stay away from unpolished brown rice, avoid polished white rice, avoid processed foods, and they wanted to favor more low glycemic index foods such as legumes and any sort of green vegetables. And those that were following the convention diet, they had to decrease their daily energy intake that was based off their body weight. So when they met with the dietitian was able to come up with those numbers for them, so they had a guideline to follow. And with that, they had specific ranges in which they needed to keep their protein in, their fat, their saturated fats, and mostly minimize those. And that's pretty much it. So they measured the HbA1c levels through the blood tests of the subjects, which was done in the morning after they fasted overnight since 8 p.m. the previous night. And so the HbA1c levels is a way for them to see how high their sugar levels are when they're eating this sort of diet. So if it's lower with the vegan diet, they can see that the vegan diet is a better option than the conventional diabetic diet. And this conventional diabetic diet is provided by the Korean Diabetic Association. So that is where they got that information from. And although having them follow the diet is the main point of the research, there is another factor that comes into play, and it's called compliance. So even if they're going to follow the vegan diet, there needs to be a way to measure how well they are following the vegan diet. So the dietitians would call up the subjects randomly at a not scheduled time and basically go over their eating habits. And while the dietitian is going over the eating habits of the subject, he or she is able to dock points whether or not they didn't follow something correctly. Like if the person following the vegan diet ate some meat or type of protein of some sort they shouldn't have, the dietitian will dock off a point. And so more docked off points, the lower their score got, the lower the compliance was. So the higher compliance was the conventional diabetic diet patients, which was about 78%, while as the individuals that were following the vegan diet was only about a 30%. So you can see it's a very large difference. And in the right side of my poster, where it says HbA1c levels, the top chart is the HbA1c levels of all the participants in the study. So as you can see, the solid line is the vegan diets, and you can see their A1C level was high at week 0, while as the conventional diet is a little lower. But as time goes on, the vegan diet HbA1c slowly decreases, and it's almost as if the conventional diet, it becomes stagnant at week 4 and just continues to be pretty much the same thing until week 12. So overall right there you can see that the HbA1c levels of the vegan diet did decrease. But if you keep compliance into play in this whole thing, those that followed the conventional diet did much better. So that is going to be the chart below the one I was just talking about. And as you could see, the compliance across the conventional diet, which is the dotted line, starts at 7.4 at week 0 and only drops to 7.2. That's only 0.2 below. So it really didn't change much. But you can significantly see the change in the vegan diet starting at 7.5 in compliance, or in the HbA1c levels, and dropping down all the way to 6.6. So there is a significant change in that. But overall, even though it was harder for the individuals with the vegan diet, it showed better results. So in the end, I spoke about in my conclusion that it is harder to follow the vegan diet, but if an individual that is Korean with type 2 diabetes and they are passionate about taking care of their diabetes and controlling their HbA1c, then it is definitely something they can do. They just need to be very determined. And that is all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening, and bye.